Without a shadow of a doubt, it's the Crockett Show in social media history. I want to welcome you to another episode of the Warzone. You need to share this every night, 7 o'clock, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Call your people and tell them I am the 5-star general. Last night we did the Democratic Party, endorsements and recommendations. Tonight we're going to do the Republican Party, endorsements and recommendations. If you ain't did the work, you not getting the endorsement or the recommendation. Let's get to it, man. Say, man, I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone and tell you thank you for taking the time out to tune in. You know, without you guys, I wouldn't have a show. So it is very important for you to know that I really appreciate you taking the time to hang out with your boy on a nightly basis. I'm gonna share this screen real quick and we're gonna get into this thing and then we'll get into our endorsements. Okay, let's go here. Let's share this.
Yeah, Bree, there were so many people in attendance today, city leaders as well as Chief of Police, Mayor Sylvester Turner, all out here discussing a very important issue happening right now in this community. And so you can see the meeting is now breaking up behind us, but it seems like people here in the Third Ward neighborhood really are at a tipping point. And it was a shooting that happened outside of a bar last Thursday early in the morning that left 5 people injured that really seemed to have put people over the edge, really wanting to hold an emergency meeting to address some of the rising violence that they're seeing in this area. And so the word that they're using to describe this is nuisance bars and clubs, places that they feel continue to cause problems in their neighborhood. Some of the things that they're complaining about are too much noise. Some of these businesses, a lot of the patrons taking up a lot of the parking in their neighborhoods, and also in some cases bringing violence to their neighborhoods. So members of the Riverside Civic Association as well as the Super Neighborhood Alliance coordinated this emergency meeting to make some demands for change. Now, I want to run through their list of what they are wanting to see happen immediately. There's 4 different things here. So they want to see the city suspend occupancy permits to bars, clubs, and stores after a violent offense occurs at any of those establishments as the investigation into what happened is ongoing. The second thing they want to see is that they want the city to deny occupancy permits to businesses that don't have adequate parking around their establishments. The third thing they want to see is tougher noise ordinance fines. And the fourth thing is they want to see legislation regarding TABC that would end liquor licenses that don't expire. So the way they explain that is that basically once the TABC issues a liquor license to an establishment, if that business shuts down and another one opens up in that location, that new business can basically continue on with that liquor license, and they don't want to see that practice continuing. So take a listen to some pretty passionate words that were shared here about the issue that this community says needs to be addressed.
We will be aggressive in saying to businesses and others, you have a responsibility to make sure you protect your patrons and your neighbors and the people that are around you. And if you do not, we'll take whatever steps we need to take to shut you down.
All right, and one business that continued to be mentioned over and over is Spivey's nightclub, which was the scene of that shooting that happened last Thursday morning. And so at this point, we have not heard from any management regarding the claims that are being made here that they are a nuisance bar, according to some of these community members, that needs to be shut down. But the mayor did say that they are going to be taking some sort of an action against that nightclub on Wednesday of this week. So we're just going to have to wait and see what happens there. But a lot of community members out here saying that they are fed up, specifically naming Spivey's as one of the problem makers in the community and hoping that they can make some real changes here and keep everybody safer. So we're going to have to keep you updated on this. I'm going to toss it back inside to you. Charlie Anthony, ABC 13, Eyewitness News.
Charlie,
Now, you want my input on this? Let me put it to you like this here. Spivey's ain't the problem. It's the people that go there. Let me say, What happens outside of the club, are you saying that that is the responsibility of the club owner? What happens outside of the club? I think that we're gonna use Spivey's as a whipping boy in this case, and we're gonna make an example out of Spivey. But the question now becomes: if you're gonna take bold action, Mr. Mayor, are you prepared to take it against your friends who own nightclubs? Are you prepared to do that? Because there are a lot of corners that have been cut for several nightclubs. So if you have a problem with the parking around a club, say like Spivey's or the Spot, will you treat them the same as you treat your friends over at the Turkey Leg Hut? They got parking to a certain degree, but then a lot of times they're parking in these people's neighborhood. So are you going to treat them the same? And I'm just talking about parking because I've not heard anything derogatory happen at the Turkey Leg Hut, but there is a parking issue some days. I will say this, that I had a conversation today and had to send over some information to Andy Kahn from Crime Stoppers. I need you guys to clearly understand something. There's a lot of things going on that at the end of the day, it ain't about the club some days. I mean, it's the type of people that go to the clubs. It's the type of people that go to certain events. You know, do we have these types of things happening over at Dreams Lounge on Dixie Drive? No. See, because flesh don't play that. And, you know, it's the type of people that go to these clubs, but clubs are not the underlying issue. They're not the underlying issue as it pertains to the violence in this city. Your underlying issue, and I keep saying it, you keep shooting the messenger because you don't want to get the message. Let's start at the root problem. Let's start at the root cause of the problem. I've said it 1,000 times. Whenever your educational component is messed up, your crime rate's going to keep going up. Whenever you have not made families whole, your crime rate is going to keep going up. You can be as tough as you want to be. That's not going to stop the crime. You're being reactive and not proactive. You got to deal with this before it happens. Before it happens. Look, man. You know, they got a saying, you done tried everything. Try Jesus. Like, you done tried Jesus. Why don't you try the experts that deal with crime? It's up to you. It's totally up to you. It's out of control. And it's only going to get worse. I recommend that each one of y'all that have the ability, if you don't have a firearm, to get you a firearm, because 9 times out of 10, you're going to have to use it within the next 24 months. Because you will become a target. You have to go to the bank. You have to go to the grocery store. You have to go to the auto mechanic shop. You have to go to work. You need a firearm to protect yourself. And this misconception that open carry has created this problem. Now, this has been a problem before open carry became a problem. If you want to call it that, I don't think it's a problem. I think we should all open carry. This been going on for me for the last 6 years. I've been down there preaching a sermon about gang violence, violence in general, and nobody wants to hear it. So this ain't about open carry. This ain't about Spivey's. This is about the fact that you don't know how to address it. You don't know how to deal with it. And you know why? Because you got your suit and your tie on, and you trying to deal with some gangsters. You bringing in the same people to deal with an issue that you can't seem to handle. You bringing in all the pastors. which is a good thing some days. But the people you need to reach don't go to church. The people you need to reach don't go to church. So how the pastor going to affect the problem? No, I had a principal call me the other day, and I got to say it exactly the way that they told it to me. They got issues at their school. They're trying to deal with it. They can't deal with it. And the principal flat out told me, I need some real niggas to come through here. You're going to have to go get some real gangsters to deal with these gangsters. Your suit and ties ain't going to work in this one. Your fancy talking ain't going to work in this one. Your patchwork, where if this was a dam and we see some water coming out that little hole, we stick our finger in, it ain't going to work on this one. You're going to have to go get some thugs and some gangsters to have some conversations with the baby gangsters. That's all it boils down to. It don't have to be me. I don't have to work with y'all. I don't have no problem not working with y'all at all. But I'm good. Trust me, I'm good. But the thing is, death does not have a color. Death does not have a political affiliation. It's coming to every neighborhood in Harris County, if it ain't already been there. You can either stop what you're doing, have a conversation with some experts, or you can keep fighting this losing battle. But tonight, last night we went over the Democratic ticket, and I gave endorsements and recommendations on the Democratic side. Tonight, we are going to go over the Republican side, and I'm going to shock some of y'all. Hold on a second. Let me share my screen. Let's get our screen up. Let me tell you what. You want to be soft on crime, but you don't want to put people in office that will take a hard stance. You want the crime to go away. So you know what we're going to have to do? We're going to have to go get us some Republicans who ain't going to play that game and put them in some of these offices and let the chips fall where they may. Now, all you progressives out there that, oh, we need to do now, you need to shut up. Because in Harris County, it ain't nothing you talking about working right now. You wanted bond reform, you got it. Look at where we at right now. And ain't none of y'all got nothing to say about this bond reform. Y'all that was screaming for it, you ain't got nothing to say about bond reform. So tonight, I'm going to tell you who I think that you may need to vote for. And it is what it is. Let the chips fall where they may. Ain't no sense of talking about it. It's time to get to it. Let's go. All right. What I'm going to do tonight, this is what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to compare the people that I picked to my good friend Aubrey Taylor. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a little fun tonight. I'm going to pull up Aubrey's list and I'm going to see, would I do the same things? Hold on a second. Would I do the same things? Would I pick the same people? Would I recommend the same people? So we're going to crank it up. Y'all get your pens and papers ready because some of you Democrats, you're going to have to step over the line on this one. If you want some help with this crime, let's go get us some dead serious Republicans that ain't going to play the game because these Democrats is playing the game right now. And we can't keep doing this or we all going to end up dead over here in Gotham City. So let's get to it, man. U.S. Representative District 2. You got Jameson Ellis, Dan Crenshaw, Malam Lagella, and Martin Etwap. Aubrey chose Dan Crenshaw. I'm going to recommend Jameson Ellis. U.S. Representative District 7. Tim Shroud, Lance Stewart, Tina Blum-Cohen, Rudy Atencio, Johnny Teague, Benson. I can't pronounce some of these names, man. Y'all need to give us some pronunciations, but I would rock with Johnny Teague. I would recommend Johnny Teague. All right, U.S. Representative District 8, Christian Collins, Jessica Wellington, Jonathan Houlihan, Candace Burrows, Jonathan Mitchell, Michael Phillips, Morgan Luttrell, Betsy Bates, Dan McCaughlin, Chuck Montgomery, Taylor. I think they meant to put Richard the fourth, and I would go the same as Aubrey with Jonathan Houlihan. Let's go to the next race. U.S. Representative District 22, Troy Nelms and Gregory Jonathan Thorne. I would recommend Troy Nelms. Let's go. U.S. Representative District 29. In this race, I would recommend Julio Garza, the same as my good friend Aubrey Taylor. U.S. District 38. That's a hot district. David Hogan, Damian Matthew, Peter Marcus, Jerry Ford, Richard Welch, Wesley Hunt, Brett Guillory, Mark Ramsey, Roland Lopez, Phil Corubius, and Alex Krause. On that Republican side right there, oh, man, I would recommend, and I'm going to go dual also, because when you got those two thumbtacks, that's dual. I would go with Roland Lopez and Phil Corubius. Governor of Texas. Paul Ballou, Danny Harrison, Rick Perry, Alan B. West, Greg Abbott, Don Huffines, Candy K. Horn, Chad Prater. I'm going to go dual. I'm going to go dual in here on this race for governor. But I'm going to go Alan B. West and Don Huffines. Got to get the Rhino out of office, man. Got to get Abbott out. Lieutenant Governor. Todd Bullis, Dan Patrick, Daniel Miller, Zach Vance, Aaron Sorrells, Trace Bradford. I would recommend Daniel Miller in this race. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, Louis Gohmert, George P. Bush, and Eva Guzman. In this race, I would actually recommend, and I'm gonna stand on it, I would go Louis Gohmert and Eva Guzman in this race. Comptroller Mark Golby and Glenn Hager. Glenn Hager would get the recommendation. The next race, Commissioner of General Land Office, no questions. Let's see. I would recommend Wesley Martinez. Did I say his name right? Hold on a second, y'all, because I'm getting old, so just bear with me. Let's go back. Weston Martinez. Yeah, I've been to a couple of events with my man. He real powerful. Now, Commissioner of Agriculture, Sid Miller, James White, and Kerry Council, and I would recommend James White in that race. The recommendation for land for Railroad Commissioner 2, Dwayne Timpton, Tom Slocum Jr., Wayne Christian, Marvin Sarge Summers, and Sarah Stogner. I would recommend Wayne Christian also. Let's go. Justice of the Peace. Place 9. David Schneck, Evan Young. David Schneck would get the recommendation. Judge, Court of Criminal Appeals, Place 5. Clinton Morgan would get that recommendation. State Board of Education, District 6. I would differ from Aubrey because I would rock with Will Hickman. I would recommend, and I'm going to endorse Will Hickman. State Board of Education, District 7, Julie Pickering would get the endorsement. State Senator, District 11, Bob Mitchell, Bianca Garcia, Robin Armstrong, Mays Middleton. Bob Mitchell would get the recommendation. State Representative, District 127, Charles Cunningham would get that recommendation. State Representative, District 132, my man Mike Schofield would get the recommendation. State Representative, this is a good race right here. Greg Travis, Will Franklin, Shelley Baranu, Bert Keller, Mano Diayala. I would definitely support and recommend and endorse Bert Keller in District 133. District 134. Hold on a second. We missed something. Let's go back. We missed 131. And that's my district. I'm by myself, so I would endorse me. 134, State Representative District 134. A.A. Dominguez gets the recommendation. State Representative District 135, Mike May and Stephen Haggerty. Stephen Haggerty would get the recommendation. State Representative 138, Josh Flynn, Christine Comblock, Lacey Hull. I would recommend Josh Flynn in this race. Me and Aubrey don't differ that much. State Representative 147, you know I'm rocking with my man Rashard Baylor. His district is backdoor to mine. Me and Rashard gonna do a lot of good things together. He's an African-American conservative, born and raised in the community. State Representative 150, Valerie Swanson would get the recommendation and the endorsement. Family, now we get into the good stuff, to the courts. Family District Judge, the 308 Judicial District, Todd Frankfort would get the recommendation. Family District Judge, 311 Judicial District, Gardner Eastland would get the recommendation. Family District Judge, 313th Judicial District, Julie Ketterman, Rachel Leo Hudson. Leo Hudson would get the recommendation. Harris County Judge, over here, you got HQ Bolanos, George Harry Zoles, Alexandra Del Morel Miller, Vidal Martinez, Robert Doris, Randy Kubash, Martina Lamont Dixon, Oscar Gonzalez, and Warren Howell. In this race, it's got to be a dual endorsement for me in this race for county judge, because it would be Martina Lamont Dixon and Alexandra Del Morel Miller as the dual endorsement for county judge. County treasurer Eric Dick, Kyle Scott. Eric Dick would get the endorsement. Over in County Commissioner Precinct 2, Jack Mormon. Hold on a second, you guys. Hold on a second. Jack Mormon, Richard Vega, Daniel, Jason. Hold on a second, you guys. Just a second. I got to check something. I apologize. I had to go back through some notes real quick. All right, County Commissioner Precinct 2, Jack Mormon, Richard Vega, Daniel John Jason, Jerry Mouton, John Manlove. In this race, I would endorse Richard Vega. He's a pastor, he's a Christian, he's a veteran, but more importantly, he can get the job done. All right, Justice of the Peace, Precinct 5, Place 2, Z. Adam Gear, Brett Kisluck, Bob Wolf. Brett would get the actual recommendation. Let's go see if we missed anything. We have a bunch of positions. And here's the thing, y'all. Bear with me. Let's look at this. U.S. representatives, governor, lieutenant governor. We covered all of those. Okay. So tonight it was shorter. It was shorter because those that we didn't mention, they're running by themselves. So they automatically get the recommendations. But those are the ones that I would recommend if you need to find some good people to deal with the issues that we have in the city of Houston. But you know, the hottest races are what they are. So it is what it is. It is what it is. I see my good people up in Dallas County. Make sure y'all vote for Judge Stacey Williams up in Dallas. I mean, because she's been great on the bench, and she's going to continue to be great. Now, everybody doesn't deserve to stay in office. I'm sorry. So if you just got to stay on your side of the ball, what I mean by that, if you want to just stick to being a Democrat, then know what you're getting. See, I don't want you to confuse Dallas County with Fort Bend County or with Harris County. That's totally different. Harris County is totally different. You have to look at what these people have done and what they're doing. And if they've not done their jobs, this is your chance to get them out. You see where we are as a county. You see this crime rate is going through the roof. So with that being said, it's no way that we can continue to keep doing this, what we're doing. You feel what I'm saying? It's no way that we can continue to keep doing what we're doing. So y'all hold on a second. I'm gonna open another screen. Let's go back up in here because I want to check something. I want to give you the full synopsis of how this really works. So we're opening up a screen. We're getting it opened up. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. There we go. Okay. So now we're going to go back up and we're going to look at this voter's guide. All right. So now I'm going to share this screen with you again. I'm going to share the screen. Let's go in and let's look at it. Here we go. So now make sure I got you up. I got you up. So let's go back through here. And now we're going to hit everything in Harris County. So, you know, in this first race, I told you I would go with Jameson Ellis, and that's in U.S. Representative District 2. In District 7, it was Johnny Teague in District 7. U.S. Representative District 8. We did that race. Representative District 18. You see what I was telling y'all where, say like in District 18, that's why we didn't go over it because Carmen Maria Montel she doesn't have a primary opponent. So she automatically gets the recommendation. Troy Nels, Gregory Thorne, U.S. Representative District 22. That's Troy Nels, the recommendation there. So we went over 29. Brian Babin gets it in 36. U.S. Representative 38. Roland Lopez and Phil Corabias gets the duel in that one. For the governor, Alan West, Don Huffines get the recommendations. Lieutenant governor, Okay, that's Daniel Miller. Attorney General Louis Gohmert and Eva Guzman get the recommendations. Comptroller of Public Affairs. Over here in this race, I would go with Glenn Hager. Let's go. in your land commissioner, I think that's what that General Land Office, GLO, Weston Martinez. Commissioner of Agriculture, I recommended and endorsed James White. Let's go to the next page. Okay, let's go back up here. Railroad Commissioner. We did that race. Justice Supreme Court, place 3, Deborah Lerman. Place 5, Supreme Court, Rebecca Huddle gets the recommendation. Supreme Court Justice, place 9, David Schneck and Evan Young. Evan Young gets the recommendation. Criminal Court of Appeals, place 2, Mary Lou Keel gets the recommendation. Criminal Court of Appeals, place 5, Scott Walker would get that recommendation. Criminal Court of Appeals, place 6, Jesse McClure III gets that recommendation. State Board of Education, District 6 would be Will Hickman. State Board of Education, District 7. Did we go over that race? Oh, in District 7, I'm going to come back to that one. State Board of Education, District 8, Audrey Young. State Senator, District 4, Brandon Crichton gets the recommendation. There's nobody in State Senator, District 6, District 7. Recommendation and endorsement, Paul Bettencourt. Bettencourt not playing about them schools, and I need somebody in there that's going to get it done. So I would rock with Paul Bettencourt all day. State Senator, District 11. Bob Mitchell got that recommendation. State Senator, District 15, George Brian Vatras gets the recommendation. State Senator, District 17, Joan Huffman gets that recommendation. State Senator, District 18, Lois Colhurst gets that recommendation. District 126, Sam Harless gets the recommendation. State Representative 127, Charles Cunningham, Deanna Robertson, and Charles Cunningham would get that recommendation. State Representative District 128, with the endorsement and the recommendation, my man Briscoe Kane gets that. District 129, HD 129, Dennis Paul gets the recommendation. State Representative District 130, Tom Oliverson gets the recommendation. State Representative District 131, the 5-star general, I'm going to endorse me and give me a recommendation. District 132, the recommendation would be Mike Schofield. In this hot district, 133, Greg Travis, Will Franklin, Shelley Barreneau, Bert Keller would get the recommendation in 133. State Representative District 134, AA Dominguez gets the recommendation. State Representative District 135, Mike May gets the recommendation. So now we're going to go back up. Let's go back up. I want to make sure we're doing it right. Okay, here we go. U.S. Representative District 2, Stephen Haggerty is ineligible. So there's nobody in that one for House District 135. State Representative 138, Josh Friend, Christine Combat, Lacey Hull. Lacey Hull would get the recommendation. In 142, Richard Verner would get the recommendation. In 145, Michael Marbury would get the recommendation. In 147, my man Rashard Baylor gets the endorsement and the recommendation. In 148, Kay Smith gets the recommendation. In 149, Lily Trong gets the recommendation. In 150, Valerie Swanson would get the recommendation. Chief Justice, First Court of Appeals, Terry Adams gets the endorsement as well as the recommendation. Justice, First Court of Appeals, District Place 4, April Farris gets the recommendation. In Place Justice, 14 Court of Appeals, District Place 2, Kevin Jewell gets the recommendation. Let me back up a little bit. There we go. Justice, 14 Court of Appeals, District Place 9, Randy Wilson gets the recommendation. Let me go back. District Judge, 55th Judicial District, my man Niall Copeland gets the recommendation and the endorsement, and that's what it is. District Judge, 113th Judicial District, Nathan Milron gets the recommendation. District Judge, 157th Judicial District, Sonia Ashton gets the recommendation. In the District Judge, 180th Judicial District, Tammy C. Pierce gets the recommendation. And Robert H. Jackson, 182, gets the recommendation. And 183, Christine Guinea gets the recommendation. And 184th, Lori D'Angelo gets the recommendation. The 185th, Chris Carmona gets the recommendation. In the 189th, Aaron Lunsford gets the endorsement and the recommendation. District Judge, 190th Judicial District, Fred Schukert gets the recommendation. Heather Hudson gets the recommendation in the 208 Judicial District. In the 209th Judicial District, District Judge Kevin Fulton gets the recommendation. District Judge 228 Judicial District, Andy Taylor gets the recommendation. District Judge 230th Judicial District, Brad Hart gets the recommendation. In the 232nd Judicial District, Joshua Norman gets the recommendation. In the 234th, Michael West gets the recommendation. In the 245th, Dan Lumpcomb gets the recommendation. In the 246th Judicial District, District Judge Charlie Prine gets the recommendation. District Judge 247 Judicial District, Garrett Tipsworth gets the recommendation. And District Judge 248 Judicial District, Julian Ramirez gets the recommendation. Let's go back up, and here we go. Take notes. District Judge 257 Judicial District, Lionel Farris II gets the recommendation. Tanya McLaughlin in the 267 Judicial District for District Judge, she gets that recommendation. In the 263rd, Amber Cox gets the recommendation. In the 269th Judicial District, Bruce Baines gets the endorsement and the recommendation. In District Judge 270, Michael Landrum gets the recommendation. Rose Cardenas gets the recommendation in the 280th. In the 281st, Michelle Fraga gets the recommendation. In the 295th, Malcolm Whitaker gets the recommendation. Now, in the 308, Todd Frankfurt, Michael Patrick Delaney, Todd Frankfurt would get the recommendation. In the 309th, Jesus Gillion gets the recommendation for District Judge. District Judge 310th Judicial District, Andrew Michael Bailey gets the recommendation. In the District Judge 311th Judicial District, Gardner Eastland would get the recommendation. Hold on a second. All right, let's go back. Y'all bear with me. It's a long process, but it's worth it. In the 312th Judicial District, Mr. Pham or Mrs. Pham gets the recommendation. In the 313th Judicial District, Julie Ketterman, Rachel Leal Hudson, Julie Ketterman gets the recommendation. In the 314th, Cindy Hyde gets the recommendation. Maria Brock in the 315th Judicial District, for judge gets that recommendation. District Judge 482nd, Maritza Antu gets the recommendation. For county judge, that's a dual endorsement. And that was Maria Lamone Dixon and Alexander Mueller. I like them. It is what it is. All right, county civil court at law. James Lombardo gets the recommendation. Civil court at law number 2, Clyde Raymond Luchtag gets the recommendation. In civil court at law number 3, Aaron Adams gets the recommendation. Civil court at law number 4, Brian Staley gets the recommendation. Civil court at law number 1, Nathan Moss gets the recommendation. Oh, y'all got some wild names, man. In criminal courts, no, county criminal court at law number 10, Dan Saput gets the recommendation. County criminal court at law number 11, Dan Simmons gets the recommendation. County criminal court at law number 12, Matthew Dexter gets the recommendation. County criminal court at law number 13, Lance Long gets the recommendation. Jessica Badilla in county criminal court at law number 14 gets the recommendation. County criminal court at law number 15, Xavier Alfaro gets the recommendation. And let's go to the next screen. Okay, I think that we almost done, y'all. So let's go. All right, U.S. Representative number 2, Paula Goodhart gets the recommendation. County criminal court at law number 3, Leslie Johnson gets the recommendation. Zachary Gibson, county criminal court at law number 4 with the recommendation. Elizabeth Buss, county criminal court at law number 5 gets the recommendation. Mark Montgomery, county criminal court at law number 6 gets the recommendation. Mike Marks, county criminal court at law number 7 gets the recommendation. County criminal court at law number 8, Mark Goldberg gets the recommendation. County criminal court at law number 9, Sartaj Baal gets the recommendation. Probate court number 1, Lloyd Wright gets the recommendation. Probate court number 2, Sophia Moffridge gets the recommendation. Probate court number 3, Rory Robert Olson gets the recommendation. Probate court number 4, Will Archer gets the recommendation. District clerk recommendation and endorsement, Chris Daniels. County clerk, Stan Stannard, recommendation and endorsement for Mr. Stannard. County treasurer, and I said this wrong in the beginning, that would be Kyle Scott that got the endorsement and the recommendation. Kyle Scott is my man in that race. All right. Harris County Department of Education, place 1, Ben Saldina gets the recommendation. Place 2, Danielle Dick gets the recommendation. And over here for Precinct 2 Constable, it would be Richard Vega with the recommendation. County Commissioner Precinct 4, Cactus Jack Cagle gets the endorsement and the recommendation. Justice of the Peace Precinct 3, place 2, Denise Graves get the recommendation. Justice of the Peace Precinct 4, place 2, Larissa Corduba gets the recommendation. Justice of the Peace Precinct 5, place 2, Z. Adam Gear, Brett Kisluck, and Bob Wolf. I would go with Z. Adam Gear as the recommendation. Louis Ditter gets the recommendation. Justice of the Peace Precinct 8, place 2. The county chair would be Cindy Siegel with the endorsement and the recommendation. So if you're trying to figure it out, you can take my advice on recommendations or endorsements. I'm not telling you who to vote for. You go do your own research. These are the people that I like. Some races got endorsements. Some got endorsements and recommendations. Some just got recommendations. Some races had dual endorsements and recommendations. I just feel like it's time to put a stop to the foolishness in Harris County. And the only way you're going to do it, you're going to have to get some people in office that want to deal with the issues. You feel what I'm saying? We cannot continue to do what we are doing. We cannot continue to do what we are doing. It does not work. It does not work. So hold on a second. So I'm telling my friends up in Dallas, y'all make sure y'all vote for Judge Stacey Williams. Fabulous person. And she doesn't just use her courtroom to do court stuff. It's a training ground, man. She's a very, very involved. And that's the type of person that you really want, dealing with your issues up in Dallas County, man, no matter what. For me, it's about getting the right people in office. It's about getting the right people in office. But as you can see, I don't rock with no rhinos, man. I don't rock with no rhinos, man. We need these people out of office, man. So it's what it is. We all have the right to pick who we want to pick. Now, you guys, I'm not going to play with y'all tonight. I got some work to do. And I got to get to it. So, once again, I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to hang out with me on a nightly basis. And we'll be back tomorrow. But we all at them voting polls tomorrow, baby. We got work to do. Because we got to get Lena Hidalgo out of office, man. Don't waste your time. If we want to deal with some puppets, we can watch Sesame Street. If we really just want to deal with some puppets, we need somebody in office with some backbones. And that's what it boils down to. You feel what I'm saying? So with that being said, my good friends, I appreciate you. And as usual, you know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to keep it 100 at all times. And I'm going to do what I do. Say, man, it's a reason I'm the best in the business. Every night, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, you can find your man, the 5-star general, unloading on the masses. So get on the phone every night and call somebody and tell them the best in the business is on. You know who I am. The 5-star general. Tomorrow, I think I'm going to do a show about Warden ISD. Because we about to shock the world in Warden, Texas. And you can get ready for it. Mr. O'Gwen, Superintendent, pack your stuff, big homie. You finna be out the building. I'll holler at y'all tomorrow.